Today we have a special guest joining us. Meet Shivang Sharma, a dynamic individual hailing from Delhi, India. Shivang is a businessman, cyclist, cook, singer, and an avid traveler. He loves exploring different cultures, immersing himself in music, and savoring diverse cuisines. With a wide range of interests, including singing, stand up comedy, food, music, cooking, politics, social work, and all things creative, Shivang is always open to engaging discussions and new experiences. But that's not all. Shivang has recently ventured into the realm of writing and has authored a captivating book titled Mast Malang Musafir. In this book, Shivang beautifully captures the essence of life's journey, depicting the ups and downs we encounter along our individual paths with profound thoughts and experiences interwoven. The book offers a unique perspective on how different ideas come together to shape our lives. Shivang devoted 21 days to writing this book, during which he immersed himself in various life experiences. He believes that these experiences will not only enrich his own life but also find its way into the heart of this literary creation. Drawing inspiration from the 16 art forms that exist with human beings, Shivang's book explores the diverse emotions and situations we encounter in our lives. His muse, Dattatreya, the ancient sage, is his guiding light, who taught him the importance of humility and helped bridge the gap between young and old while seeking wisdom. अपनी बुक मस्त मलंग मुसाफिर में कविता के माध्यम से शिवांग अपने अनुभवों, विचारों और कलात्मक अभिव्यक्तियों को साझा करते हैं। हमें अपनी बुद्धि की भूल भुलैया के माध्यम से एक यात्रा पर ले जाते हैं। Now let's delve deeper into Shivang's life and his remarkable book to gain insight into his journey and the inspiration behind Mast Malang Musafir. We are excited to hear Shivang Sharma's and gain insight into his extraordinary life and literary creation. So, without any further ado, let's welcome Shivang to our show. Shivang, I welcome you. आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. I would like to add that around 13, 14 years back, you were my super boss. I remember you were boss of my boss. So I was lucky to work with you in those days, and I was always excited to have a conversation with you after so many years. And today I got a chance because of this book we are talking. Yeah.
I'm equally excited, Shivang. I'm equally excited. So let us start with Shivang. Could you tell us what motivated you to embark on your writing journey and create this book?
I started writing in my school days and then I continued this in my college days. But I never thought of writing a book. This happened just a couple of months back. I was in a house party with a couple of my friends and I was doing a stand-up comedy for them. And suddenly one of my friends said, "You are cracking so many one-liners and they are so creative. Why don't you get into writing?" I said, "Dude, that's my not cup of tea because I am into business, into other things. But yeah, writing has been my interest, but I have never done that in the past for some publisher and all." So he was like, "You should try." And then again we met and again he motivated me to start from somewhere. And I personally believe that we only have a fear to start from somewhere. Exactly. Otherwise, once you start, it becomes very easy for you to continue with it. So he sent me a link one day of some publisher wherein some challenge was written for 21 days. Okay. And the toughest part for me that time was I was busy with my work. That was the high season time for my business. And I had to take out those 21 days at that high season time. But I thought I'll take the ideas from my day-to-day activity and I'll make the poems and I'll go through this. Let's see what happens. Sure. And then I started writing, and it was a very wonderful experience because I was writing even while driving a car. So I stopped the car somewhere. I wrote 4 lines and I realized, okay, I have to complete this poem by tonight because this is a challenge I have taken from a publisher and I have to complete this challenge at any cost. So
Okay.
this was the whole motivation I got. And once I completed, I was like, wow, I could do it easily. Yeah.
So, during those 21 days, how did the experiences which you encountered, your perspective on life, how did it, I mean, like, it affected the perspective on life and other things?
Well, because I'm a businessman, I'm a cyclist, cook, singer, and all. So I have different routines on different days. And when I go through a day, I see a lot of things which I feel can be creative. Like I have written a poem on ice cream. So I went out with my wife to have a ice cream, and I thought this can be a topic for a poem. Then I saw a lizard in my room. I thought this can also be a topic for a poem. So day-to-day activities, my moods were changing because everybody has 16 kind of moods. Today you are happy, tomorrow you are busy. Day after that you might be free, and any kind of a mood you can go through. So I decided to convert those moods, those ideas into creativity, and that's how I created this 21 days poem book.
Wow. Can you share some of the key themes and messages readers can expect to find in Mast Malang Musafir?
Yeah. So in few poems, I have mentioned about life is an illusion. So I feel in today's world, when so many things are going on in our life, so many things are illusion as well, which we feel are right, but sometimes they are not. So we have to be very balanced in our life, so we can balance the energy of our sources. Like so many people are into depression. So few of my poems are on depression. So how to convert that depression into creativity, into art, into music, into something, you can get the idea from my poems. Also, I have a decent knowledge about different religions. So in one of my poems, I have mentioned how you can balance your lifestyle with understanding the combination of religion, cultures, music, food, and this you can do by actually traveling. Also, I've written a poem on morning walks, so people can get inspired by that and can start focusing on their fitness.
Superb, superb, Shivan. So, as someone with wide range of interests, how do you think your various passions have influenced you or your writing style?
Uh, well, because I travel a lot and I meet a lot of people, so I always try to learn first and then speak.
Hmm.
So I am a decent listener also. So what happens is whenever I meet people, I try to understand what is their psychology of life, how they take the life with them. With this, I learn a lot, and these ideas I keep in my mind for my future creative ventures. So, because I was writing since my school days, whatever ideas I got into my mind, whatever was in and around me, in my family, in my friends, in my close relatives, and all, I was getting the ideas from them. And this actually was getting into my mind to write something on this.
Hmm. Great. Could you give us a glimpse into the artistic expressions and experiences that you've woven into your book? Slight glimpse?
Uh, I can tell you, like, the poems are like. Some of the poems are on politics, some of the poems are on creatures, some of the poems are on day-to-day activities, some of the poems are on lifestyle. And then all these ideas I got by going to different places. Like I'm very regular to Sundar Nursery, so whenever I go there, I see the creatures, I get the idea from there. And these are the ideas I added in my book, and you can easily relate how different a person can be every day, how different a person can be while observing something from a different perspective. Like if I see a glass of water, for some people it can be half, it can be full, half full. So that's how I added the artistic impressions into my poems, into my writings and all.
Shiva, what challenges did you face while writing and how did you overcome them?
Because I was not a regular writer and I was not used to this. And this was like a 21-day process. I had to write a poem each day. So there were days when I was so low, I was so busy, I was not having any kind of time for myself. But then I had to write because if I missed a day, then I missed the challenge. So this was the biggest challenge for me. Like, I want to write something funny, but then my mood is very low today. So how can I write something funny? And then I don't have a time also. So taking out that time, I remember I wrote a poem at 3 o'clock in the night because I realized just an idea clicked into my mind and I have to write it. Otherwise, I'll miss that time, I'll miss that moment, and I'll not be able to complete it.
Right, right. Shivang, with such a diverse range of interests and pursuits, one question that comes to mind is how do you manage to juggle all these things together, balancing a career, hobbies, social work, and now even writing a book? Must require excellent time management and organization skills. Could you share some insights into your approach to managing and prioritizing with your various passions you have?
Yes, I always keep a very proactive approach in my life. Like, tomorrow is my weekly off. So I already have a plan in my mind that tomorrow how I have to start my day. Tomorrow morning I might go for cycling. After coming back, I have to go for some work. Evening again, I'll be writing something. So managing time is in my hands. I just keep a calendar or a roster ready each and every day for next few days, and I try to stick to it. So this actually helps me in creating time for myself, for my hobbies, for my work, and this is how I manage time. And I feel everybody can do it. In fact, hobbies is something which should be the core of your life, because that's what your interest is. That's what you love doing. That's what gives you the happiness. That's what gives you the energy to actually work. So keep your focus on hobbies, and for sure this will of course help you in your work culture and all.
You are also a successful entrepreneur at a young age. We are intrigued to learn more about your work. Could you please share with us the nature of your business? What are some of the challenges you have faced along with your entrepreneurial journey, and how have you dealt with them?
uh, you must be remembering me from my service days. I was very active and very flamboyant in my working style. But that time I had a family business of garments. So when I came back and I started working with my family, I started working with my dad, I realized I need to be an independent earner. So I told him I'll not be part of family business, but I'll help you in that business. At that time, I started another retail store for multi brands in Delhi along with my father. And then I was taking care of my own business along with my father's business. The biggest challenge for me was because that was a startup, but I got a lot of help from my father. And I tell you, business is all about patience. In fact, any venture, like I was writing book, this is all about patience. So I kept patience. I was learning from people, I was learning from experiences, and I was learning from my family. So this actually helped me to overcome all the challenges which I had in my initial days. But I would like to tell people who are starting today that if they want to get into something of their own, first thing should be they need to have interest in that thing which they are starting their business. Second is patience. Third is they need to give time to it. They need to give a lot of time to it, and they need to understand the nature of how people react to that thing. So this is the biggest challenge everyone faces, and I also faced. But thankfully, I am settled now.
Great, awesome. It's impressive to see that you are not only engaged in various creative and professional pursuits, but also prioritize your health and fitness through biking. Could you tell us more about your biking journey and how did you develop an interest in cycling, and what benefits do you believe it brings to your overall well being?
This all started in 2018. 2018, I shifted my house, which was around 5 kilometers away from my workplace. So earlier, I was living quite near to my workplace. Now, when I shifted 5 kilometers away, I decided to start cycling and give it a try. So I went to Decathlon, I bought a bike, I started cycling. Initially, I was tired also of doing it. And after a few days, I left it. That I'll not do this. I'll take a bike to my work or a car to my work, but I'll not do cycling. But then I realized now you got used to it. The tough time has gone. Now you should, in fact, continue this and just make it as part of your fitness schedule. You don't have to go to a gym if you are a good cyclist or a jogger or a runner. So because I developed this habit, so I decided to continue this. And then I realized after a couple of months, I was gaining fitness. I was I was more fit, I was more happy. So I decided to do short journeys. Like I went to India Gate, I went to Khan Market, I went to Chanakyapuri, Nehru Park, Lodi Gardens. Everywhere I went on cycle. And slowly, my stamina was so strong that I started going to Gurgaon from Preethvira. So this was like achievement for me, and I have done this couple of times. In fact, I go to Vasant Kunj even now every month on cycle because my Nanaji lives there. So this is like how I developed it, and now that's a hobby for me. Now, if I miss a cycle journey once in 15 days, then I feel like I have missed something which is very major in my life.
Great, super. So finally, do you have any advice for those who want to incorporate biking into their daily routine and maybe unsure of how to get started? Some piece of advice for them?
Uh, Again, it's like any other task. You need to start from somewhere. Once you start and get used to it, after 4 or 5 days, that will be the toughest time. You will feel like leaving it, but that's the time when you actually have to stick to that and continue with it. After 15 days, you will realize this is the best thing I'm doing in my life. Because when you do a cycle ride, that's almost like a bike ride or a car ride, because you are going to different places, have different food there, meet different people there, and then you will be happy that you are fit now after doing all this.
Great. Shivang, thank you so much for gracing our channel with your presence and sharing your remarkable journey with us today. Your diverse interests and passions have truly inspired us. And from your love for singing, stand up comedy, your dedication to social work, and exploring different cultures through travel, all is so interesting. And we wish you all the luck and all your upcoming endeavors and all the best. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. And I would like to say two lines at the end in Hindi because I am a Hindi poet. So
Yes.
I'll say for your channel also,
Right.
विचार पर प्रयास कर, प्रयास से प्रचार कर, प्रचार से जो रस मिले, उस रस का तू फिर से विचार कर, और उस विचार से फिर कुछ बनाकर दिखा. So you have started something, and this is actually a good thing, and people are actually having a fear to start something. I am really happy to be on your channel, and it was a lucky time for me to be with you here. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.